the reason why I want to be an educator. Also, let's take a moment of silence. I feel like it is needed at this time. Let's just take a moment of silence just for, unification across the world. It just, at this point, I think it's needed. So let's take a moment of silence. Okay. I am back again with another video. This video is about the reason why I wanted to be an educator. So stick around if you are interested in hearing this story. Also, go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe. Well, I mean, you can't comment yet because the video just started. Well, just go ahead and like and subscribe to the channel if you have not already, to stay updated with my videos. And this is a story time, teacher story time, of the reason why I want to be an educator. So the reason why I want to be an educator is because when I was growing up, I went to a Title I school in Georgia. And when I was there, I went through, pre-K, kindergarten, first grade, second grade, and I had, white female teachers. And I was like, okay, where are people who look like me, or like a black woman, or, is there any difference? Is there something else that, is somebody else a teacher? So when I got in third grade, I had my first African-American teacher, who was a woman. And I was like, oh my God, okay. So this is the first teacher who I've seen who's African-American, who's black. And I was like, okay, maybe this is something I should think about, doing, is being a teacher. So, and this is the first grade I have recollection of what school is and what I remember. So third grade goes on. I'm the whole time I'm yeah, I want to be a teacher. That's what I want to do. No one can tell me different. That's what I want to do when I grow up. So go on to fourth grade. I go back to having a white teacher. Go on to fifth grade, I have a white teacher. But the shocker is, across the hall is the male teacher who taught fifth grade, but he was white, but still it was a man teacher. And I was like, oh my God, at this time, I've never seen a male teacher. So I was like, oh wow, so male teachers do exist. Maybe it's just is this it? Because in my brain at this time, I'm thinking my school is literally the only school in Georgia, I guess. So fifth grade goes on, and I'm like, okay, I think I want to be a teacher. So I got in middle school, and sixth grade, I didn't have a man teacher, had all white teachers. And then seventh grade, I had another man teacher. Well, I had my first male teacher, who was my social studies teacher. But yeah, so I got my first male teacher in seventh grade. So I went 7 whole school years, or 7 years through grade school and partially through middle school, without a male teacher, and I got my first one. I was like, okay, this is probably what I want to do. This is what I want to do. Oh, let's rewind back to elementary school. So in elementary school, we had a music teacher. I forgot all about him until I just thought about it. So I had my first male teacher as a music teacher, and he was black. And I was like, okay, now we got somebody of color in here. So I'm like, okay, and after middle school, I didn't, when I got up middle school, I'd seen another black teacher. When I was in 8th grade, I had a black English language arts teacher, and I had a black coach and a black careers opportunities teacher. That's what it was. And when I was in career opportunities, this teacher, pushed me to get to the reason why I wanted to do it. And before then, I haven't really thought about the reason why. But I found out the reason why I wanted to be a teacher, because I want students to see something different. I want someone like me who was growing up to see someone like me in authority in a school. Because I feel like if I did see something like that, it would have changed me a little differently. I can't say growing up I wasn't the best, student that a teacher could have, but I was very respectable, and I was just doing what every other kid do, or every other kid does. Every kid does in elementary school, or do in elementary school, which is just act crazy sometimes, or just act out sometimes. I wasn't a problem child. I was just every now and then it was just like, okay, he got a little disturbance. Let me call his mom or whatever. So that's really the reason why, like, I want to see someone different. I want the kids to know that, like I said in my previous video that I will link up in the cards, it needs to be diversity in schools, and so kids can understand, like, you can be whatever. Because I really feel like at a young age, kids only have like one set thing that they want to do. They haven't experienced with what they want to do because we're kids. We don't understand what jobs are, and we don't know what they entail until we actually get there. So kids need to know, like, what's out there. I grew up with a family full of teachers, but they all were women. So it was like, okay, that's another reason why I want to be a teacher, is because I'll be the first man in my teacher to be a teacher. So that pushed me as well, and just want to do something different. I want to be able to go to work every day and be like, okay, I'm having fun. To me, no offense to anyone who's out there watching, but I just cannot sit behind a desk for 8 hours looking at numbers. I can't do that. That's just not what I just can't do that. And I'm pretty sure that they love looking at numbers and going through the stats and X, Y, and Z, because that's what they want to do. I just can't do that. I just can't. So for me, I want to have fun and do something. That's their mean of fun. This is my mean of fun. I want to go to work and see 20-something kids every day, and they're making me laugh. I'm making them laugh, and we learning every day. So anywho, back to story time. So I get to my 8th grade. I also have another man teacher, my social studies teacher. And that was kind of the end. And then when high school came, I had more male teachers. But I can say my whole time of like going through everything, and it was very, very inspirational and made me motivated to, actually do it. I will talk to my dad and my uncles, and they was like, okay, what else would you possibly want to do? So it's a crazy idea. I don't know why. But I wanted to be a pilot for some reason. I don't know why. Like, I thought that was fun. Like, oh my God, I can go fly across the world every day. That was in my mind. I also wanted to be like a pharmacy technician, like go in and like do medicine. But at the time, I didn't know it takes, X amount of years to, do that. And actually be like one of the people who own a drugstore and stuff like that. So I was like, okay, that's not for me. The pilot thing, yeah, it's a lot of stuff. I don't want to deal with that. So I feel like teacher is like the best one for me. So, that's why I wanted to be a teacher. So in high school, we had a class, our internship class. So we went to the local elementary school, and we just interned there for like 2 hours a day before we actually had to go back to high school and like do our regular classes. So when I was there, I did an internship, and I loved it. It was like, okay, like helping kids see, where they come from and where they ended, and show that growth, physical and emotional and academically, is like, it makes my heart grow, because like this year when I was teaching for those 2 months, I came in January and we took a test called STAR, and it told you where your like lexile is. And the January one, they were pretty high, and I was like, okay, I'm not gonna count this one as mine because they had previous teachers before who made a difference. So I was like, okay, in February I'll see, and hopefully that my scores from January to February are increasing. So once we took it around in February, I seen kids' scores increase, and I was like, okay, am I a teacher right now? Am I like seeing growth in kids? Hold on, I just know that's not right. So even though I have confidence that I am a good teacher, but since I'm a first year and I'm coming in halfway through the year in January, yeah, I don't think I'm a bang up teacher. So I'm like, okay, maybe I'm gonna see in March and let's see. So in March comes around, like this is literally like a week before Corona. And I got the scores back and I was like, oh my God, they going up. I said, okay, so February they went up from January, and now they're going up from February, and it's March. Wait a minute. I think I am a good teacher. Like, I feel like you don't know if you're a good teacher until you actually see scores. Because I remember when we have like just tests and quizzes, some of them would pass, some of them would fail, and I'm just like, okay, I know I taught this. I know I taught this 10 different ways, 10 different examples, thousands of rotations, computer work, worksheets, direct instruction with me in small groups. I just know I'm teaching. I just know it. And whole group. I know I'm teaching. And I don't see no growth here. Like, what? That's not adding up to me. So I was like, okay, let me just wait. You know, it'll come. It'll show like I'm a good teacher after a while. So, you know, just seeing that was good for me. And also I won like Teacher of the Month in March. And I was like, wait a minute. I just got here. Wait a minute. You know, and that was like really like a proud moment for me, that to know that someone else is like looking at me and recognizing that, okay, he's doing a job. Like he just got here and he's doing a fantastic job with these kids and what they came from. So I'm like, being a teacher is what is meant for me, you know, and I love it. I'm not going to stop until, you know, I'm like 85 years old and they're like pushing me out of school. Like, Mr. Strozier, it's time for you to stop. Yeah, you got to go. Yeah, let's go. It's time for you to retire. That's the only time I'm leaving the school, is like when I just can't go no more. So yeah, this is my time, like being a teacher. Hopefully you love this story time. You know, I got some more I want to tell you about. Like the first one, I got my first job. Things I wish I knew before coming in as a mid-year. What to do, what not to do. Like, I got some more story times I'm gonna do. So stay tuned for those. Again, now, if you go ahead and comment, like, subscribe to the channel, and even share this channel, because I know that with everything going on in the world, there is something that what I said today might resonate with somebody and, you know, inspire them to go into education. Or if you're in school and you just, you know, want to see a different face, just know that you are loved, you are welcome into the profession by me and other millions of teachers around the world. You know, welcome. And stay on track, you know, regardless of whatever's going on, you will get to the finish line. I know it's long, but you will get there. So yeah, just share this to somebody who might not, you know, be on YouTube as much, but, you know, go ahead and share that so they can see it and be exposed to it. And, you know, they can also learn something from it, you know. So that is all for today. Hopefully I get this video up to you probably tomorrow, so I can film my next one and put it up, because, you know, this week has been crazy. So I haven't had time to sit down and vlog. But yeah. So, I mean, I'm going to steal this from another person, but if you're having a bad day, don't dare go mess up somebody else's day. Okay? So, Totally Elementary is signing off.